You know her from Sequest, Superboy, and Kindred the Embraced, and now she does the Buzz. Plus Neelix from Voyager, next.
This week, a new breed of vampire visits the Buzz. They may have canceled Beauty and the Beast, but they can't cancel the fans. Sci-fi and fantasy novelist James Blaylock. And we remove the makeup from Star Trek Voyager's Neelix to discover Ethan Phillips.
What if she can sense we were here? She might be able to smell that faux lime aftershave of yours.
Hey everybody, welcome to the USS Buzz. Captain Mike Jarek here, nice to have you with us. Now I have my communicator on tonight in honor of Commander Barbara Adams. You know her, the alternate juror down at the Whitewater trial in Little Rock, Arkansas. In fact, the commanding officer of the Little Rock ship, the USS Artemis, is on the line with us right now. Commander Adams, nice to have you with us.
Thank you, Mike.
Now, of course, let's remind everybody, you were well, kind of thrown off. I'll just put it bluntly. Thrown off the jury trial down there because you spoke to the press, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Not because you were wearing your Star Trek uniform.
No, that had nothing to do with it. The issue was never brought up in the trial, actually.
Yeah. Now, how often do you wear the uniform? You don't wear it to work, do you, there at the print shop?
Not every day, no, but I do wear it occasionally. I think it's important to wear my uniform because, as commanding officer of the Federation Alliance ship, the USS Artemis, I'm sort of a spokesperson for the Alliance. What we do is we spread Star Trek ideals through doing community service.
Have you taken much abuse down there in Little Rock?
Actually, no. You know, there's always the occasional snide remark about beam me up, Scotty, or Captain Kirk, or whatever. But no, I've had very positive response in most cases.
Yeah. Well, again, we salute you. One quick question before we go. Who's your favorite alien?
I would have to say Vulcan.
Oh, of course. Well, mine right now is Neelix from Voyager. In fact, we caught up with him over at Paramount Studios. He was in the makeup chair. And one more time, Barbara, thank you very much. We're rooting for you.
Thank you.
Here's Neelix.
We're about to become parents.
You mean you want to meet with me?
More than anything.
As Neelix, the amusing mess officer aboard the starship USS Voyager, character actor Ethan Phillips has created one of the most beloved aliens in the Star Trek universe. However, bringing this likable character to life is no easy task. The role requires Phillips to sit patiently during a grueling 4-hour makeup session.
It is uncomfortable. You know, you've got rubber glued to your skin, and so that's going to be uncomfortable. Your face, your head doesn't breathe, nothing breathes, so you're particularly warm. You're just very warm, I find, and I get a lot of headaches because my head's not breathing or something. This is not natural.
Of course, when you're talking makeup on a Star Trek series, nothing but the best will do. No one is more impressed with his dazzling disguise than Ethan Phillips.
It's a beautiful illusion, and it's kind of nice to be an alien. It's different from being a human. I love the illusion. I love looking at myself in it. Because I'm always like, it's designed and put on so professionally and everything that I just really don't know where I begin and it begins. Your subclass genus.
I beg your pardon? Phillips, a veteran of numerous television series, quickly discovered that playing an alien in the Star Trek family comes with its own distinct set of rules. The do's and don'ts of alien behavior were first laid down on the original Star Trek series by creator Gene Roddenberry.
A few times I've tried, more than a few times I've tried to do some things that were alien, that were very bizarre, and they were not encouraged. And I think that's because they have that kind of protocol about how they're done.
That's not to say that the characters on Voyager haven't changed since they debuted a little over a year ago.
I think that Neelix has no hidden agendas. He used to in the pilot. He had some, he was a little bit manipulative and stuff, but I think that we're beginning to see that he's somebody who's very much upfront with his emotions, and there's no fault with him. And I think he's an honest man who respects people and is not afraid of revealing himself.
While Neelix may not be afraid to make himself known, the actor who plays him likes to remain inconspicuous. Next time you attend a Trekkie convention, you may want to take a good look at who's sitting behind you.
People that are big fans of the shows sometimes read the magazines so they know what I look like a little bit, so I get more recognized. But I can still sit in an audience at a convention and not be recognized if I have a hat on or something and glasses. I normally wear glasses, so... it's kind of nice to blend in.
Well, what did you think?
Blending in is the one thing Neelix can't do. In fact, because of his growing popularity, Neelix just might go down in history as the face that launched 1,000 spaceships.
He'll be far beyond that. They'll have countries named after him, I think. There'll be 7, 8 movies just made on Neelix alone. I'll have Academy Awards, I'll have Emmys, I'll have whole books, magazines. I'll be the most famous man in the world, and I look forward to all that. I really do. But I still won't be recognized, which will be nice.
This is Dana from Arlington, Virginia, and I just finished playing Monty Python's Complete Waste of Time. CD-ROM from the 7th Level Company. It's not exactly sci-fi, but it's definitely a fantasy-filled interactive CD-ROM that'll leave you completely entertained and drained from laughing so hard. The game's got all the familiar Python places we've all grown to love, as well as 40 classic Python dialogue lines and some pretty crazy sound effects that you could download. It even has a screensaver that only Monty Python could have. All in all, it's really a complete waste of time.
Next, the fans won't let Beauty and the Beast die. And Stacy Haiduk, the blood-sucking babe on Kindred the Embraced. Stay tuned.
Open the veins of your arm with the scalpel.
Have you checked out the vampire series Kindred the Embraced? It's an Aaron Spelling series without bikinis, and it's good. Kindred is like The Godfather with vampires. My favorite vampiress in the series is a mini-skirted nightclub owner named Lily Langtree, played by Stacy Haiduk.
I brought you red wine.
Lovely. But I have a taste for you.
Do you promise to behave?
No.
Oh, well, come on in anyway.
Okay, good.
Look who's here, everybody. Stacy Haiduk. Lily.
Lily Langtree.
Kindred, the Embraced.
This is a very
Let's
nice...
see, where should we put you? You're a vampire. Right about right here. Just to make sure that you behave yourself. You sit down here in the electric chair. Maybe we ought to strap you down a little bit. You put your hand in there.
Okay.
Ooh, and she willingly does it.
Yeah.
Okay, over here.
Well, see, I can never die. I've already died.
Oh, that's true. Better be careful. Lily, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are the head of the Toreadors.
Toreador clan, yes.
Now, they are the artistic people?
Yeah, creative, artistic. Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, that's pretty tough, huh? So tell me about Kindred, the Embraced. What kind of vampires are you?
Oh, God. Well, we're vampires like I am right now.
So just like this?
Every day, yeah.
You're not scary?
No.
So do you have things that other vampires have always done, like blood
Suck
sucking?
blood?
And,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We just don't have the teeth. We can just gnaw into the skin without the teeth.
So do you ever, transform into bats and things like that?
No, we transform into wolves.
Wolves?
Yeah.
Running around the streets of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Our audience knows you from SeaQuest and Superboy. Were you a sci-fi fan as a kid? Now, be honest.
Yeah.
It's okay. You'll be shocked if you lie.
No, the only thing I think I ever really, really liked was Wonder Woman. Yeah, that was kind of my kid thing, But
Yeah.
no, didn't really get into it as much.
But you were involved in dance, right? Wonder Woman, you can do the spins.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I used to, dress up like her. My friend and I would go up on our swing set, and that would be our, ship. And we'd get all, excited, and we'd start turning around. And except one of us had to wear the best outfit, and whoever got to be wear the best outfit was the one who played Wonder Woman.
Superboy.
Oh, no.
How long was that on?
We did 100 shows, 3.5 years, I think. That was my first show I've ever done. I was 19 years old when I shot that. And it was a learning experience.
Who'd you play on SeaQuest?
Oh, no. Lieutenant Commander Hitchcock.
Are you a vampire fan?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who have you read?
Anne Rice, who is just wonderful. I mean, mystery and passionate. At least her vampires, I mean, I saw the movie and it just didn't capture the flavor of the book, but the book was just...
Vampires are kind of passionate, aren't they?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Lily Langtry is. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Your character really sucks.
Oh,
but that's what she's supposed to do, right?
Yes, I think so.
Nice to have you here. Come back sometime.
I will.
Strap back in now. Yeah.
Okay.
Ready for a shock?
Yeah.
Electrifying experience. Coming right back, everybody. Hit the juice!
Ah!
My name is Joe Messina, and I'm in Brooklyn, New York. I'd like to recommend a new comic from Draculina Publishing called Sheila Trent, Vampire Hunter. The story takes place in Chicago, and Sheila's a private investigator. It seems that she stumbles upon the city's dark side and is determined to kill all vampires around. The reason? Is because she's become one herself. It's by Draculina Publishing. It's a great comic. The artistry is superb.
Just buzzing through the news here. IMAX has opened their second 3D theater in the U.S. This one's in Irvine, California. Oh, close to me. The new IMAX edition is the 21st movie theater in a giant megaplex named the Irvine Spectrum. A new CD is out with alternative music, it says here, inspired by the X-Files. Included on the CD, Elvis Costello, Filter, R.E.M., Nick Cave, just to name a few. And speaking of the X-Files, apparently Gillian Anderson, this word just in, by the way, from Susan Hyman, producer here at Sci-Fi Buzz, she says that Gillian says she doesn't want to do any more X-Files conventions.
Well, you know, she did one in January in Burbank. It was a very big deal. It was her first ever. And she was so freaked out and nervous about all the fan attention. She says that's it. She just can't handle anymore. So that'll be her one and only appearance.
But can you imagine if she had to endure, or well, enjoy, a Beauty and the Beast gathering? Wow.
450 people from around the world flocked to Los Angeles for a Beauty and the Beast convention called A Distant Shore. This annual celebration of the 80s TV series helps keep the spirit of the show alive for devoted fans.
The people that are here are really very committed people. They're not just from other states. We have over 30 from England. We've got 6 from Australia, 6 from Belgium. I mean, they really are from all over the world.
Several actors who appeared in the series were on hand to meet the fans. Roy Dotrice, who played the character Father, winged in from England for the festivities.
This seems to be a strong now, the whole Beauty and the Beast fandom. Stronger, probably, than it was, you know, when the series was running. And this is simply because we have, through the whole ethics of the show, the moral of the show, been able to form so many friendships. And these friendships have persevered over the years, and they've become stronger.
Even the greatest darkness is nothing, so long as we share the light.
The highly visual con was organized by Carousels and Caverns, the TV show's LA-based fan club. 200 fans went all out at the Masquerade Ball, where series star Ron Perlman made a surprise appearance. Some attendees also participated in a big, splashy musical production, which was accompanied by a 15-piece orchestra.
In the play last night, I was playing Father, and Roy Dotrice was backstage. And I walked down for something, and I was standing face-to-face with him, and he said, "Oh, hello, Roy, darling." That's really been the highlight for me.
Vincent, can I ask you something very personal?
You know you can ask me anything, Catherine.
Do you dance?
The series explored the unique relationship between a beautiful attorney named Catherine and Vincent, the man-beast who saved her life. It's a story that has appealed to fans on many levels.
In today's society, where it's a pretty sick society, it's nice to have some morals and a nice love story.
It turned me on to opera. I've never been an opera lover. It brought back all of the pure and ethical things that make us what we are, truly, and what makes us relate to one another.
Gina Alkazian found the theme of the show so inspirational, she began writing original stories in a fanzine she created called A Carousel of Dreams.
It's a show about a love that is beyond looks, beyond this facade that we put over ourselves. When I first saw it, I thought to myself, you know, Vincent could be a paraplegic. Vincent could be, you know, horribly scarred by a fire. It's what is inside of him that Catherine loves. It speaks to a lot of people because not all of us are perfect size 3s. Not all of us are perfect with perfect hair and perfect eyes and beautiful lips and stuff. We're normal people.
Convention artist Jamie Murray expresses his feelings towards Catherine and Vincent's relationship, not with a pen, but a paintbrush.
I love the romance, the characters, the emotions that come out of it, and I can pour that into a painting.
In keeping with the benevolent spirit of the series, the con held several charity auctions throughout the weekend, with proceeds going to an AIDS organization.
I would like to offer some time this afternoon where it's you, me, and my guitar.
Actor and AIDS activist Edward Albert, who played Elliot Birch on the show, put himself on the auction block with lucrative results.
Well, because it indicates the nature of the generosity of the people here, I would feel pretty arrogant if I were saying it for any other reason. But I suggested a bid of $50. We're closer to $2,000.
There have been rumblings about reviving Beauty and the Beast in a TV movie, a prospect that sends hope soaring for fans and cast members alike.
When you look around you and you see the energy and the activity and the vitality of these people, the show has been off the air for 8 years, and that may change from what I hear recently. All you can do is take your hats off to them for believing in something, anything, that much for that long.
Coming up, the bizarre fantasy world of writer James Blaylock. Hold for further instructions.
This is Doug Smith from Sister Bay, Wisconsin. I'd like to recommend a show called Mystery Science Theater 3000. It basically revolves around a guy named Mike and 2 robots, Tom Servo and Fro. They're forced to watch easy movies by Dr. Clayton Forrester, who monitors their mind. In response to the terribly wretched movies, Mike and the bots rip them apart with references from Shakespeare to Yahoo Serious. Unfortunately, Comedy Central, the show's home for 7 seasons, has decided to let it go. Maybe a wonderful channel we all know and love will decide to pick it up.
I really didn't get onto science fiction until I was in my 20s. In fact, I didn't know the genre existed beyond H.G. Wells and Jules Verne until I was in college.
That hasn't stopped James Blaylock from making a serious mark as a science fiction and fantasy novelist, although it's hard to label Blaylock. His books blend elements of fantasy, horror, sci-fi, adventure fiction, Latin American magical realism, and mainstream literature.
You know, I think that's a consequence of having been a literature major in school and having read fairly widely before I got onto science fiction. I think maybe if I'd become a science fiction junkie when I was 14 or 15, I'd have gotten more thoroughly into that groove.
James cites Charles Dickens and Robert Louis Stevenson as major influences. Echoes of them can be found in Blaylock's novels, Homunculus and Lord Kelvin's Machine. The books are science fiction set in 19th century London.
I was attracted to the idea of staging a murder here for a variety of reasons, just partly because I think it's a very beautiful church.
Blaylock also uses his native California as a setting for his quirky stories. His latest novel, All the Bells on Earth, unfolds in Blaylock's hometown of Orange, California, where we talked with him.
Well, there's a scene fairly early in the book in which the hero's wife has a meeting here at Watson's drugstore.
While some might think Orange County is just too suburban to be a suitable location for a dark fantasy, Blaylock disagrees.
It strikes me that that potential rests every bit as much in suburban Orange County as it does in Paris or London or any place else. It's just sort of a matter of looking around for it, you know. This neighborhood, for example, has had over the years some people so eccentric that they're scarcely believable.
Blaylock has a fondness for weird characters, and he's put a number of Orange County oddballs in his novels. One eccentric county resident, the late author Philip K. Dick, provided Blaylock with a treasure trove of strange stories, some of which James has worked into his books. Blaylock and writer-friend Tim Powers used to visit Dick at his home in Santa Ana.
He used to tell us some really wonderful stories about stuff that he fairly firmly believed in at the time. And generally they involved the KGB, for example, massive plots stretching back into history. One time, in fact, he convinced us that he had solved a long string of murders and disappearances involving the death of Jesus Christ.
Because of his affinity for the bizarre, Blaylock's appeal was, at first, limited to a cult following. But in recent years, he's begun to find a wider readership.
What I'd like to do, I suppose, is write books that exhibit the best of both worlds, you know, that allow me my eccentricities and, you know, fetch up a broader audience, too.
There are two websites you got to check out. One is the Sci-Fi Channel's Dominion. It's the best place to see what's coming up on the channel. Get a little cyber sci-fi fix for yourself. Make sure you hit the sub featuring the creature from the program department. The guy's very good with trivia. Hey, I'm going there right now. You'll be back here for Sci-Fi Buzz next week. See you then.